Hello everyone, welcome to NASCAR News Kid. The NASCAR Cup Series just wrapped up the E-Row 400 at Chicagoland Speedway, the return race to the mile-and-a-half located in Illinois. It was a great event, lots to talk about: the race winner, how the win was decided, results, standings, the in-season challenge, accidents, and so much more. We're going to get right into it right now. I guess we start off with how this track has been off the schedule for 7 years. We need more mile-and-a-halves. It's what the next-gen car likes. I mean, the next-gen car races phenomenal at these tracks, and it was the same here in Chicagoland in the race. And even with some rain in the forecast, in the area, it was still a sell-out crowd for the NASCAR Cup Series, so great to see the track return to the schedule. It's great to see others show up and show out for the event. I think others could say that this was a really great race, and I agree completely. Now let's talk about the winner. Chase Briscoe returns to victory lane. First time in victory lane in 2026. It's been a quick minute for him as well. Won 3 races in 2025. First year with JGR and Toyota. This year it's been I don't know. We've seen Toyota perform really well, and in the end of this race, it was 2 of the biggest superstars for Toyota that won quite a few races last year. Chase Briscoe and Christopher Bell battling at it for the win. Bell had been running down Briscoe in the closing laps, who had gained track position after his crew chief, James Small, made a very James Small-like call, very sneaky to say the least, to call Briscoe down early to try and leapfrog William Byron, and he did just that. Byron was cycled behind Chase Briscoe. Byron pitted 1 lap later than Briscoe. Briscoe leapfrogged him. Byron was never able to get back by. And then obviously, like I said, in the closing laps, Christopher Bell tried and came so close. He lost it in turns 1 and 2. I don't know if he got like a wiggle or something, but he just lost it in 1 and 2 on the final lap. Yes, the final lap. It almost came down to turns 3 and 4, but Bell was too far behind. But ultimately, in the end, it was Chase Briscoe taking home the victory. Like I said, first win of 2026, first win of Chicagoland, and guess what? First career Cup Series start at Chicagoland. Obviously, he was not racing in the Cup Series in 2019, so really good to see him pick up his first win in his first start there. I guess he's 100% win rate at Chicagoland, and 6th career win through 199 Cup Series races in his Cup career, Cup starts. So, 200 Cup starts is coming next week, which is really awesome to see. But let's get to results here. First, obviously, Chase Briscoe, we talked about him. Second, Christopher Bell. He has the wrist injury. He had a pit road incident with Todd Gilliland, and he's still showing up for the win. I mean, they had to make, I don't know, how many pit stops to try to fix the front end of the car because he, I don't know, smashed into Todd Gilliland on pit lane. No, it wasn't like Joey Logano at Texas, but there was still a hard hit for him. And then with a wrist, it's like very impressive for Christopher Bell overall. Third for Denny Hamlin. He wraps up the JGR 1, 2, 3, which is also really nice to see. He won the pole, got back after a strategy call early. I believe he took 4 tires instead of 2 and just got put back in traffic. Hit the wall late in the game, but he was gaining so much in the end, but was not able to catch the top 2. William Byron comes home 4th. He won Stage 1, Stage 2. Great car. We talked about it all of our videos probably this year. When Byron has finished in the top 15, he had a good car, but not race-winning. Well, he is finally showing up with race-winning cars on the ovals. Like I said, 1 Stage 1, 1 Stage 2. Great stage sweep by them. And just had great speed. So good job, William Byron and that team. Just so close with that pit call. But ultimately, a top 5 is not all that bad for Byron. Fifth for his Hendrick teammate, Alex Bowman. Another great race by him at Chicagoland. He was the reigning winner at the track coming in. But still a good top 5 for him after the races they've had at. And then Bowman with vertigo and everything. So good to get a solid top 5 for him. Sixth for Bubba Wallace. Good race by him. Led laps. I believe he was top 5 in laps led. So good speed for them. So good race for Bubba Wallace, as well as 7th, Ryan Blaney. Good day for Blaney. Not usually awesome at the mile and a half tracks. They say a top 10 is good for them, so hey, they got a top 10. 8th for Ty Gibbs. Again, really solid top 10, top 15 race. That's kind of what Ty Gibbs needs. 9th and 10th for 23XI teammates. Corey Heim, another great race by him. It's only been a race. So Heim back in the seat and another great result. And Herbst, he was fastest in practice, so great to see him all weekend running good. Top 10 for them. 11th for Chase Elliott. They showed solid speed, not impressive. I mean, he won the O'Reilly race, but still, good race by him. 12th for Joey Logano. He qualified like 31st, had a slow day. I think it's just the speed, but hey, maybe they can start getting some momentum rolling here in the next few races. 13th for Austin Cindric. He led laps after a strategy call. A good race overall for them. 14th for Daniel Suarez. Overall, another good day for them. And 15th for Eric Jones. He had like a steering issue, got into the wall. Good recovery by them. They got down in like the 30s, so good result after that issue. Now for some notables. 36th for Tyler Reddick. Another issue. He was like about 30 laps down in the end. He had a punctured radiator after running over some sort of debris, which caused oil and just fluids from the car to spill everywhere. The car looked like a mess, but they went to the garage. It was lengthy for the repairs, but they got back out. They still get, I think it's a point. So, hey, every point matters. 37th for Austin Hill. Oh, that's the incident we need to talk about in a few moments. Man, do we really want to talk about that incident? We know the Austin Hill shenanigans. Okay, whatever. 38th for Connor Zilic. He got spun after, I don't know, it was just a stack up. Stenhouse got into the wall, and then Priest checked up, and then Priest got a bump from Eric Jones, and then Priest went down the track and hit Connor Zilic and took him out, and Zilic has another DNF on his score chart. I don't know. It was just, come on. Can Connor Zilic catch a break? I don't think he can, honestly. Now let's get to standings here. First is Hamlin, 764 points. Second is Reddick with 720. He is 44 points behind Hamlin for the lead. Now, that was 1 point coming into the day, so just shows the damage done by Hamlin having a top 3 day, and then Reddick having 36th, so just shows. Third for Blaney, he has 651 points, he's 113 points back. Fourth Gibbs, fifth Elliott, sixth Larson, seventh Busher, eighth Briscoe, ninth Hocevar, 10th Bell, 11th Suarez, 12th Byron, 13th Wallace, he is plus 77. 14th SVG plus 30, 15th Austin Cindric plus 27, 16th Eric Jones plus 4, 17th Ryan Priest under the cut now, he is minus 4, 18th and 19th Joey Logano and AJ Allmendinger, both 16 points below the cut, and 20th is Brad Keselowski, 19 points below the cut. Now let's talk about the in-season challenge. Alex Bowman will go up against Todd Gilliland. Bowman beat Austin Cindric this week. Will go up against another Ford who beat a Chevy in Carson Hocevar. Chase Briscoe, who beat Ty Gibbs, will go up against Chase Elliott, who beat Michael McDowell. Denny Hamlin, who beat Eric Jones, will go up against his JGR teammate Christopher Bell, who beat Chris Buescher. William Byron, who beat his own teammate Kyle Larson as well, will go up against Ryan Blaney, who beat Shane Van Gisbergen. Next week, it's Echo Park, so a crazy wild card. If your bracket isn't already busted, it's about to get busted. So, just preparing you for that. Now, let's talk about this lap 48 incident. But before we get to that, there was this other incident between Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. Zane Smith just ran into the back of Hocevar in turns 1 and 2, and both spun and brought out the caution. So, I don't know what's going on between them. I don't know if it's that Hocevar and, Hocevar beat Zane Smith and Zane Smith's just frustrated. I don't know, but hey, it's Carson Hocevar versus someone, so that someone, Zane Smith, must be mad for a reason, because it's Carson Hocevar. But, just really interesting with that incident. And then we get even more interested with who is doing what here in this next incident. Lap 48, like I said, Austin Hill, all of a sudden, up in turns 3 and 4 wall. What could have happened there? Did someone dump him? Well, come to find out, there was contact, and guess who it's from? Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen. We all know the beef between them. It goes back to Pocono when, Austin Hill slid up the track, and they both crashed. And then we go to San Diego, and Austin Hill has a bad restart there. Slides up, he's not next to the inside wall going into whatever turn that was, turn 1, and Shane Van Gisbergen and Zilich and Austin Hill all crash. So people are saying that's payback from then, and then obviously Sonoma, SVG wins, so Austin Hill's gotta be mad there. But come to find out, SVG is the one who bumped him. When I watched the onboard cam 20 times, I think it shows, SVG pokes his nose out on the inside of Austin Hill. He's not there, but he's poking his nose out. He's literally signaling he's trying to make the pass, but obviously that doesn't really say anything because you're not there. So Austin Hill does have the right to come down, but Austin Hill blocked. I don't know if it was late, but he blocked, and Shane Van Gisbergen was committed to coming in and trying to pass, and slammed in Austin Hill's rear bumper, and Hill went up into the wall, and that's how that went. Now, people are saying, I've seen people saying Austin Hill, he brake checked SVG. No, I checked the onboard cam. Austin Hill's keeping up with the guys in front of him. He did not brake check SVG. Why would you do that? Like, Austin Hill, I get all the shenanigans and all the crazy things he has done, but I don't think he brake checked SVG, okay? I do not agree with that, because like I said, he's keeping up with the guys in front of him. So I'd say that it's on SVG for sending it in, and Austin Hill, SVG, if he sent it in, he was going to slide up into Austin Hill, and it was not going to be a clean pass, no doubt. But also, Austin Hill's spotter, I don't know, I'd say, he's coming in deep. I did hear something about that, but I guess Austin Hill just did not want SVG to pass him. So it's a really interesting incident. We could talk about it forever about it. But, it's just... And then, that's not even the end of it. Austin Hill comes down pit lane, gets, some sort of repair, and then goes back out. They're saying he's going to go to the garage, and to run around the track because his pit stall's past all the garage entries on pit lane. So he runs around the track, he passes the guys, behind the pace car coming off pit lane or whatever, and finds SVG and door slams him. It's like, come on. That is just unacceptable. I thought Austin Hill might be in the right here. And then, come on. NASCAR will find who is in the wrong for sure, but my prediction is at least a penalty for Austin Hill for door slamming under caution. Obviously, we've seen that before get penalized, but now I'm unsure about this being completely intentional from SVG, like people said in the beginning, and then Austin Hill brake checking him, like now it's Austin Hill, then it's SVG. It's like, geez, It's so complex, but I'm thinking it would be really very hard after San Diego. I mean, I don't think SVG meant to wreck Austin Hill. I think he just meant to race him hard. So it's a very interesting situation, but time will tell, and we'll see who gets penalized, what happens. So definitely be interesting. Now let's get to some race facts before we wrap this thing up. The pole was won by Denny Hamlin by 1/1000th of a second over Kyle Larson. Stage 1 and Stage 2 went to William Byron. The race was won by Chase Briscoe. Xfinity fastest lap goes to Bubba Wallace. There were 28 lead changes among 13 different drivers and 7 cautions for 43 yellow flag laps. William Byron led the most laps with 94. The margin of victory was just under 0.3 of a second. Time of race was about 3 hours 10 minutes. And shout out to JGR, a weekend sweep with the O'Reilly race and the Cup race. And I found this somewhere. It's kind of ironic, a big coincidence. Brandon Jones in the 20 won the O'Reilly race, and Chase Briscoe in the 19 won the Cup race. So 2019, the last time they raced in Chicagoland. So just thought I'd share that with you. Yeah, really cool there. Overall, I think this was a really interesting return to Chicagoland. Really good racing. I mean, obviously, like we said, the next gen likes 1.5 miles, so glad to see another 1.5 miles on the schedule. Hopefully it comes back. And I'm glad to see the 19 car in victory lane again. First time this year. Really great win. But, yeah, next week, Echo Park or Atlanta, whatever you want to call it, wild card event. Should be a great race as always. It's one of the best tickets in NASCAR right now, so should be a great event. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, why not smash that like button down below. If you're new to the channel, you like NASCAR, you're in the right place. I would consider subscribing. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you after Echo Park. Should be a great race.